I think also of Christopher Nolan's movie Interstellar, where you talked about the intelligent races not having contact with each other. Well, maybe they can, but by the time one member of the species crosses a far enough distance to get there, everyone else he knows back home, might be dead, or the civilization itself might be gone.
Yeah, I didn't actually watch the whole movie of Interstellar, so I can't comment on that one. Yeah, I kind of, as you know, I wasn't too keen on his other films, so at a certain point, I just gave up on Nolan completely. So call me ignorant, but I should watch Interstellar just for that aspect of it. Yeah.
Wait, so what was it that made you give up on Nolan? Because he's such a popular filmmaker today. I think he makes good films. Not all of his films have been great. I haven't seen Tenet or anything. What was it that made you give up on him? Just out of curiosity.
I tried watching, was it Prestige?
Yeah,
It's the one where he had the magic show stuff.
that was the
I
Prestige.
watched, yeah, I watched half of it and I was utterly bored stiff. I thought,
Hmm.
Here's a filmmaker who is trying to be smart. He's got a few ideas, but overall, everything is just by the numbers, bog standard. And I just find that with all his films, that there'll be a few novel ideas, but they're not even intelligent ideas. They're just a little bit different, just different enough to be able to say, hey, I've got this movie and it's original. But when I watch them, I see 1% ideas and 99% just paint by number. See, his films don't do it for me. The one I enjoyed the most was, what was the one with the multiple realities of the dreams? Ah,
Inception.
Inception, yeah. The first time I watched that, it held my attention, and parts of it I was like, okay, that's interesting. A bit of thought gone in there. Second time I watched it, I was like, no, this is utterly garbage. The dialogue is utterly lame. Most of it is just absolutely bog standard. And considering this is set in the realm of dreams, you'd think a lot more imagination would go into this. I'm thinking of other movies about dreams, such as Nightmare on Elm Street. They go really surreal with stuff in that. Or what was that movie? Dreamscape,
Hmm.
which is a kind of a forgotten movie now with Dennis Quaid. That was a 1983, I think, movie. That was kind of a horror movie. It's kind of a precursor to Nightmare on Elm Street, actually. That's got a lot of really crazy, surreal stuff in it. And then you look at David Lynch's stuff to do with dreams, and I'm like, those people knew how to do dream logic stuff way, way better and more interesting than Christopher Nolan. So yeah, it's just, I gave up. There was about like 4 films of his that I'd tried to watch. I'd made it through to the end of Dark Knight and Inception, which are the most revered of his films, as far as I can tell.
Hmm.
And both of those I thought were really lame. And the other films that I tried to watch of his, I get halfway through and I'm just utterly bored stiff and turn it off.
Hmm.
So I gave up. I don't even
No.
bother watching his new films anymore, because I thought if he was going to become a really great director, that making the type of movies that I would like to see, he would have done it by now. Yeah.
Do you
I think
think
his
I agree with
evolution
you?
has reached its plateau.
So that's really funny because I think a lot about Christopher Nolan, like his film Inception. He has this incredible idea of being able to implant ideas subconsciously in people's minds and then completely change their lives as a result of it. So he goes in, Cobb goes into his wife's mind and she goes crazy, and then they're trying to manipulate this executive to give up his company. It's a really interesting idea that if you just go deep enough into somebody, you can shift their whole perception of reality. And I remember really enjoying that idea, but then I watched the movie a couple times and I was like, wait, you have this amazing idea of a plot structure, of a concept that you can build a film around, and you turn it into like a shoot 'em up,
Yeah.
like a bang bang kind of thing. Like I kind of
Yeah.
wish that someone else would take that idea and make a sequel and do some other things with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I did make a video many, many years ago, back before I was even doing HD videos, and the video was called How Inception Could Have Been Better. And I laid
Hmm.
out a load of ideas in that. And one of the ideas I had, which for me would have made the film infinitely better just on its own, was instead of starting out at the movie where everybody explains, oh yeah, we delve into people's dreams and we manipulate things in dreams and we got these gadgets and machines that do it, blah, 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 blah. Instead of doing that, have the movie start off as if it is reality, and then the characters discover that they're in a dream and they wake up from it and they move up into the next level and later discover that that's a dream. And after a number of levels, they're like, oh my God, I'm trapped in a multi-level dream. And so that you've got a journey of discovery along the way. Whereas the movie explained the whole scenario right away at the beginning. And I was like, well, you just took the mystery out of it there for me. Take me on the journey. It was almost like, it was presented like an academic paper instead of an actual dramatic experience. And yeah, all this shoot 'em up and action stuff, that didn't belong in there at all. That's just Nolan trying to give people the bog standard stuff that they would get from James Bond or anything else. I mean, that's an example of where I say his films are 1% ideas and 99% just paint by number. Yeah.